Okay.
Finds the goal.
I'm going to slide in front of you and I'm going to switch out.
Yep.
Can you take that one? Thank you.
Fly ball starts in Davis.
Alright folks, sorry about that. We've been having some issues.
Press and hold both volume keys for 3 seconds to use talkback.
Bove takes the double beat. Clean beat before the release. Davis looking for his lane. They're going to go all the way in. Just floats over that small hoop. Here walking up. We are now at 7-2, Washington's lead. Bove removes the beater. Howard comes in, saves bludger control. Bludger goes back to LeBove. Field and McConney acting out, and playing out in the corner, gets beat out. Stars looking to slow this possession. Braxton Hale now starting out our possession. Bove beats out the top feeder. Burns gets met by Stars, taking the ground. Manages to get it back to Hale. Hale ends up sending it out of bounds and taking a beat. I don't hear a beat call on Hale though, maybe it wasn't. Littleton starting down. Oh, sends it just a little high. Gets saved, but then lost right at the line. Hale coming the other way. Is he going to go coast to coast? He can outrun Howard back. Dishes it out to Foreign Nash. Meets a contact, manages to block the beater with that contact. Couldn't get the ball out to Burns though. And now Mulcahy is going coast to coast. Finds that side hoop with no problem. This beater play feels non-stop. Braxton Hale's girlfriend yelling at him to take the shot. Neither of these teams are making transitions very easy for each other, admittedly. Washington seems to have just a bit more gas in the tank to finish these. Bonadillo creating some strong trade options in DC's. Oh, and Mulcahy goes the other way again. Does a cool spin move right at the hoops. Matthew Shaw, Corinne White stepping in the field. Celine Richard, Team USA star.
Go Corinne!
Thompson returning as an off-ball option. We'll see if Charlotte likes to mix up this offense a little bit. Thompson sends it right to Mulcahy.
Score check.
Score check? Oh, it's 9-2. 9-2 still Washington lead. Okay, he sends it down to Stars. Stars looking to get in the paint. Sends it back to Mulcahy. Right through that tall hoop. Really got to empathize for Charlotte's beaters. These passes are putting them on a swivel. We've seen some really impressive pivot beats, especially out of Bonadillo today. When these passes are so fast, it's really hard to keep them locked down. Zach Thompson starting out our half court. Bonadillo manages to save control back. Wants to make a strong engage, takes himself out of the play, but clears a lane. Is Matthew Shaw going to take that lane? Looks like he is. Flips it. Oh, no one in particular. Corinne White couldn't quite get a hit on it. Needs some contact behind. It goes back to Mulcahy. Score is now 10-2, Washington lead.
Time is currently 15.
Mulcahy, McConaughey passing back and forth, trying to draw that beater out of the hoop zone. LA Stars now cannot get a clean shot on that hoop. Now Stars is going to take the lane. Monowar with a big stop. Zach Thompson's going coast to coast. Oh, gets dragged down by Mulcahy. Oh, we're seeing a flag from Zach Gregarian now. Hard to see what the refs are stopping or not stopping. Looks like we are not stopping. Looks like it was maybe going to be a stoppage for a bludger, but it looks like it got back quick enough. Farnan now with the ball. Got it back up to Mulcahy. Starting to encroach on this half court, finds that tall hoop. You love to see those tall hoop shots graze just at the top of that flex pipe. Flex tubing, I'm sorry. Washington with some crisp passes and some sharp shots. Find their way to 11th goal. Nelson says no goal on the play. Unsure if he said no.
I think the volume's off.
Volume's off.
Okay. No bad, just went back down.
Oh, you know what it probably is?
Oh, he's saying the goal is no good.
Oh, it automatically
Checking to
turned
see
back
what
down.
happens with the possession though. Both team coaches now approaching the ref squad. Are we live now?
It's been live. The volume got turned down.
Oh,
'cause it got
okay. So
stuck.
I thought you were still recording for the.
No,
No, I have Tony's that phone in my
I'm going to
pocket.
pause my stream though. And we're just going to use yours. So Hannah, I have some of what was missed on this one.
Beautiful.
And then we have the rest on the phone.
Right.
That's in my pocket.
I put it on the Earthquake page because it seemed a more objective place to put it.
So long as we can get to it later, that's fine.
Yeah, I figured it was the most accessible is to put it on page. It's the only one I have access to. All right, Rachel Heald takes the lane with Mulcahy. Mulcahy also goes for the tall hoop. Manages to save his possession, but not for too long as Selene Richard's going to clean this up for us. We are staying at 10-2. Washington Beaters with this really high press. Where's Corinne going to send the quad ball? Washington refusing to let Charlotte play the half court now. And Jennerett in the paint. Washington having to play offense and defense at the same time. And we've got the younger rotation of Charlotte players. Matthew Shar, Monowar, White, and Jenkins. Can Bonilla and Richard make something out of this beater mess? Using control, they're advancing into the half court. Monowar with a long pass back to White. Beat intercepted by Nardone. It's interesting seeing a number of these Admiral beaters switching to the quad game today. Trudeau starting up our half court. And send it to Nardone in the corner. Back to Trudeau. Still a bludger in the keeper zone. It's a long pass to Heald. I'm sorry, it's Julia Baer manages to get it in that side hoop. Monowar trying to just get into the half court. Already having to pump the gas due to these beaters. Looking for Jenkins. Sends it back to Shaw. Shaw down to White. Back down to Jenkins. He's got to take a shot. It's blocked by Nardone. Admirals really forcing Aviators to stretch these passes out and intercepting them. And we got a timeout from Admirals with a 12-2 run. If you're Charlotte, you might be appreciating this timeout. Hopefully we won't have any more issues with this live stream.
Hopefully now that we've got the umbrella over it the whole time, it'll stay cool enough and not overheat on
I'm
us.
sorry, I've only got one good arm. Wonder what kind of adjustments we're going to see from Charlotte. The beater play seems to be there today. In my opinion, seems to be going back and forth fairly evenly. Really just got to straighten out this half court. Maybe stop Admirals from pressing you so deep. If you're Admirals, though, honestly, you probably just want more of the same. You want these sharp passes and sharp shots. They seem to have no problems getting the quad ball in the paint and then ripping it through that tall hoop or the side hoops. Guessing we're going to see Generate and Davis in the seeker soon. Starting our half court out with Cody Nardone, Tyler Trudeau, David Littleton, Julia Bear. Nardone down to Littleton. He's looking for a lane. Oh, Woodard blocks that beat for Littleton. Trudeau's looking to get it over White, manages to do so. It's got to be easier people to stop at that hoop than Tyler Trudeau. Bonilla and Hirsch now, a young beater pair. They're going to create some space for the quad players to work.
Currently at
Woodard
19 minutes.
And Littleton with a stop on Woodard, gets it out to White. And Littleton manages to stop it right there for Trudeau. Going to slow down the half court. Admiral's probably comfortable with that lead. Littleton might need to take a few steps back. Woodard's going to take a sub. The physicality is definitely in Washington's favor right now.
While we're in a break, we are currently at 130 to 20. Admirals lead.
It's been a pretty big stretch. Washington started out this game with a 2-10 lead. Has not managed to score since.
We are roughly at the 19-minute mark.
Waits Braxton Hale now, subbing in for Woodard. Saw a bit of Hale earlier.
I thought you were making a weather pun.
No, there hasn't been any. We have been seeing a lot of depth of Charlotte's beater core. Some pretty fast, steady rotations. We've not quite been seeing the same rotation speed in the quad ball line. Some fresh legs might do them some good here.
Admirals at midline.
Nardone starts us off, looks for his lane, takes a nice clean drive shot. Aviators used to maybe a tighter zone than what they're trying to play right now, trying to match Washington playing up high. The last thing you want to do against this quad lineup is leave a hoop open. Shaw sends it down to Fornash. Fornash maybe trying to send it back to a beater, manages to buy a little bit of time but not maintain the possession. And we've got our 20 minutes. Normally the way these series go, you see the points spread as the matches go on. Charlotte might want to stop this early Washington momentum, save the next two games.
Current score at the 20-minute mark is 140 to 20. Admirals lead.
It has been a consistent 13-point run for Admirals since the 2-10 lead by Charlotte at the start of the match. as important as these series are, what might be more important to Charlotte right now going into Champions is to figure out how you're going to make this quad lineup work with all the changes this season. It's a very young team that's also suffered a lot of injuries this summer. We looked at the start of this game like all the pieces were still together. This 13-point run by Washington, though, might have them questioning it. Got to figure out an answer to these high presses in MLQ. Even with an elite level beater core like Charlotte's got, you're going to have a really hard time getting through this high press. We have been seeing a lot of Tyler Trudeau as much today as well, so. Not always guarantee in Washington's games, but we're seeing a lot of him in this first one. Say this might be the most energetic offense I've seen this summer coming from Washington. There's a lot of momentum behind every drive and every shot. Oh, and we have the legendary Trey Presley volunteering as our flag runner today. Washington starting out this half court. Sends it in deep to Nipple. Nipple down to Heald. Heald takes the lane right through that tall hoop. TJ Jenner getting removed from the play. Howard coming for Davis now. Don't want to give him any of that time with the flag runner. Howard focusing on maintaining control now as LeBove and Hirsch are encroaching. Trying to block off that path to the right. Intercepted by Nipple.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. We got the phone back up and running again.
Are we live now?
Yes, we're live now.
Awesome. Ryan Davis
just
getting a
cut back
close
on.
dive at Presley.
Phone cut off for a minute, but it cut back on, so we're
Okay.
fine.
So we're good?
We need something to cool it down though, because I can only do so much of this.
Hey, Jimmy, if you want to focus on the quaffle line, I will try to keep this on the flag runner.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how annoying the sound's gonna be. Though.
And
Like, it's the
Davis
only
with a
thing I
pull.
think
Oh, it's
of.
on the ground. Dylan Richard trading beats with Valia. 3, Valia. 2, 1. Smith now with the bludger. Approaching on the secret play. Tyler Trudeau in it.
You're out. 3, 2,
Presley trying to
1.
stay
You're
in
good.
bounds and on the midline.
Current
Very
score is
good job.
170-20,
He's a
Admirals.
Ryan Davis very close to that tail. Got it. Moves the shorts just a hair. Another dive attempt on the wrong side. Trudeau trying to find his way around Davis. Those long arms, he might just do it. Davis takes a beat. Richard now looking to clear out Trudeau. Trying to create some space.
Washington has
And
just
Richard
started
is
again.
Trudeau's got to look on Presley
180 to
going
20.
over. Tied up with the flag runner. And he's off broom. Presley survives. Now Tony Bonadillo going to take a look. Very good catch rate this summer as well. Coming in with some low grapples. Almost a grab, managed to get a hand on that tail. And Tony Bonadillo comes up with it. No beats in the play. We're going to hear from the refs, see if it was a good catch. And Tony Bonadillo solidifying his place as an elite level seeker up there with Ryan Davis on Aviators. All right, and we are live on this one, so I'm going to end this stream now that we're done with secret play.
How do I?
There is not a single seeker you can sleep on in this series. I got secret play on the Earthquake page as well. Hold on.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. Now back to the half court. Score is 180-50. Ball goes all the way back up to Ross at the top of the pitch. Ross takes her space. Took me into the lane and takes a beat to the shoulder. Back to Farnan. Apologize if I get some of these tall names mixed up. A lot of tall people on Admirals. Bear looking to call a lane. Barnon sends one way down to Mulcahy. Mulcahy in the paint, chips it just a little high over the hoop. Bear gets a pass back out, but it gets stopped up by Monowar. Monowar taking the lane, looking for that third goal. Ball finds its way back into Farnan's hands. Washington in no rush to end this. Very comfortable with this lead. Nardone gonna take this lane. Sends one way overhead for Bear. Richard getting that bludger back on offense now. Back to Sanchez. Richard's gonna take a sub for Tony Bonadilla. Quad ball goes back to Adeline Morris. This very young Charlotte roster is trying to climb their way back into this. Down the pitch back to Nick Thompson. Bounce pass to Shaw, but cannot get in the paint, and that's been the song for Charlotte all day. Now Tyler Trudeau finds an open lane. Dishes it out to Riley Starks. And that is a ball game. We will try to have a more consistent stream for games 2 and 3. We do apologize. Washington manages to close this series out. Looks 210 to 15, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 200. 200 to 55.
200 to 55.
Okay, so
Charlotte got 2 goals at the very start of this game.
Yeah, the screen
And a flag foul.
And we are back for game 2, the Washington Admirals versus Charlotte Aviators.
Especially during
We appreciate you sticking with us through these technical difficulties. We are under a tent now, so hopefully the stream going forward should be good.
Just have to look at Stacy every time he gets. Don't collect $200. Are we live again? Cool. Nick Thompson with a behind-the-back foul on Littleton, pushing him over that midline. Gets himself put in the box. Littleton down to McConaughey. Richard Hill directing traffic, back to Littleton. Washington sideline up.
We got it back on for now, but
And Washington with a quick little goal in there.
I mean, it's mostly in the
Sideline from Washington was calling for
Like
a
literally as soon as Brim's up.
pass back around the beater play, but they managed to take it around the right side anyway. Monowar now starting her half court, confidently behind Bonadillo. Sending the ball to Thompson, back to Monowar. Monowar looking for his lane. Floats one real high. Zach Thompson's going to recover. Got to work his way around that keeper. He's looking for the lane. Misses that shot wide. Down this. Yeah, I was right here, Perry. We're good. Littleton starting inbound. Down to McConaughey. Burgess looking for a right lane. Howard on the left. Very tight 2-2 by Charlotte. Ross guarding Nipple. Nipple looking to take a lane. Gonna float one right through that side hoop. Ball is gonna float all the way down to the line. How dare you? Get the ball back to Monowar in the zone. Bonadilla is gonna clear out Littleton. Burgess and Bonadillo looking to trade. Sizing each other up. Tony pushes Bernie back into the zone.
current score is 20-0 Washington.
Bernie opens up. Thompson can't get a control of it. Howard's going to step up now. Can Charlotte turn something into this? Turn some water into wine, and he looks for the shot way high. Davis looking to get in the paint, shoots it low. Washington. Score is now, let's see if I can get a good look at it.
30-0.
30-0. Washington. Defensively, Charlotte's hanging in there. Offensively, though, not get a sight on it. Gotta start trying new attacks, maybe. Find ways to polish up the old ones. Resets it back to Trudeau, takes a confident beat.
Nice, man! Let's go, Jordan!
Monowar looking for a transition goal, going the other way. Bennett on his backside, takes that divot. Looking for a lane to not get all the way across Generate. Looks like it should be Charlotte inbounding. We're gonna see what Ricky Nelson calls. Sanchez and Hirsch for Charlotte. Trying to get a bludger back in the play. Got two on the ground. Are they both off broom? Oh, looks like Jordy's on broom.
Okay, back.
Gets one right to Corey Nash over the left hoop. Charlotte finally out in the game.
Score is now 40-10.
Orange being instructed to take the broom out and tag in. First series for Fort Nash this summer. Generate operating the corner. Looking to take that lane though. Shutter step. Floats it right over the side hoop, and Trudeau is just gonna run it in from left to right. Hale and Davis looking for that transition. Beater's gonna outrun them back on defense though, and that low pass is just a little too rough. Davis tries to clean it, but can't. Clever play, but just a little too messy from Charlotte. Washington seems to be getting slower and more controlled as the day goes on. Maybe due to heat, maybe due to confidence. Jenner operating on the right, looking for that clean shot, gets it off to Starr. Starr's just running right through it. Might as well have jumped through that tall hoop. Gretzky getting control back for Washington.
Yeah, let's go, Mickey! Come on, Adeline!
Davis directing traffic again, using Bonilla. Sets it down to Hale in deep. Hale's going to look for Fornash. Got to dish it out. Fornash gets beat, a long pivot beat. Washington is just operating with all three bludgers now. Jenner going the other way and bare-handed through the hoop.
Oh, we also shouldn't be yelling at the head referee. We need to be asking the table.
Oh, the table. Okay, who's at the table?
And we're back live.
Do you know the name of who that's at the table? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you got it.
All right, folks, we do truly apologize for all the interruptions. Our phones are overheating, unfortunately, and we are trying to keep them as cool as possible. We thank you for your patience. Currently, we are in a timeout by Charlotte, and the score is 70 Washington, 10 Charlotte, and we are about around the 7:45 game time. All right, looks like players are returning to their brooms. We were supposed to have quite a bit of cloud coverage today.
Getting around Braxton Hale. Hale stops him to the ground. Davis now on him. Stars does manage to find that tall hoop anyway. Braxton's girlfriend very excited.
Score update, Washington 80, Charlotte 20.
We live again?
We are live again currently.
80-20, William Fornash from Charlotte getting that second point on the board. Hale now starting us up. These half courts are going to get slower and slower as the heat keeps going up. Sets it to Davis in that corner. Davis bounce pass back to Hale. Hale working his way around, swaps places with Morris. Bonilla manages to get a play for control by dodging. Hale now looking to get around Stars. Does not do so. Jenkins gets beat out before he can try to recover. Now Farnan is going to start off our half court nice and slow. Bonilla looking to step up. Stars now might have a lane. Harrelson still in the paint. Bonilla looking to force something. Burgess now getting pressed by a beater. Hale blocks through the hoop. Gets it to Morris. Now Matthew Shaw subbing into the game as keeper. Shaw going to start out our half court with Davis, Burns. LeBove and Richard now beating together with control. Ball sets to Ryan in the corner. LeBove takes Shaw out of the play. Gets beat by Howard. Davis is now in the paint but cannot get it through these bodies. Admirals making some rotations on their own end. Farnan sets it to Littleton to start that half court while Farnan subs out. Rachel Heald now stepping into the game with Nipple. Horn now encroaching. We're going to clear out the beater at the hoops. Littleton now starting out our half court. Bourne encroaching on the side hoop. LeBeau threatening a trade. Littleton goes for a goal, gets blocked out by Toby Jenkins. Littleton now taking a lane, cuts past Jenkins, all the way through. Nope, cannot get through Slominski. Slominski blocks it thrice. Littleton gets his hand in the goal.
Score is currently 90 Admirals, 20 Aviators.
Richard and LeBeau still with control. Shaw approaching the midline. A little bit of a high step by Admirals. Nipple forces that deep pass. And a beat from Howard over their keeper option to block out Jenkins. Howard and Bourne getting a lot of offensive looks in without a second bludger. Littleton now operating in the corner. Gets it back to McConney. Back to Littleton. McConney gets tap beat out. LeBeau cleaning up the top of the pitch. Gets a beat out on Howard, going back for those bludgers. And we've got a stoppage. Does not look like that shot went through, so it may be a call on the play. Lane for their chasers to score through.
We are back. Score is currently 10, Washington 20.
Aviators.
Aviators.
Yes, after an unfortunate goaltending from the Aviators, the Admirals did get that 10th goal.
Rachel Heald's got possession, now back to Connie. A lot of minutes straight with control with LeBeau and Richard, but Aviators are not finding that lane to score through. Littleton directing traffic a little bit. Heald now operating from the opposite side from the bludger. Sets it back to McConney. Coming back to Heald. Slow controlled passes down to Nipple. Nipple gets beat but rips one through after the beat. LeBeau gets a long beat, grazes Littleton. Now Charlotte is looking for a transition. Can Matthew Shaw go coast to coast? Shakes the keeper. He's got to get rid of it though. Cannot get it into Zach Thompson's hand. Nipple gets beat, manages to get rid of it down to Heald. Heald now working around Thompson, gets beat out by LeBeau. Thompson's got to win that race to the quad ball. Manages to get a hand on it, but is wrapped up again. Charlotte cannot get a possession without contact for more than a few seconds. Even with one bludger, Admirals constantly have a hand or a bludger on every offensive option Charlotte tries to bring into the paint. Generate now starting out our half court for Admirals. That score still 10-2?
Yes.
120 Admiral lead. Down to Bear in the corner. Looking for Nardone, gets that long bounce pass to Nardone, draws the beater way out. Generate now working around Shaw. Some hard footwork to Reed, managed to rip one right through the tall hoop. That is classic Generate. He is feeling it today. Score is now 110-20 Admirals. Charlotte now seeing Bonadilla and Hirsch in for the bludger play. Still with control. Gets a tap beat out on Generate, so Burns has more space to work. Gets it down to Shaw. Fumbles a little bit, but it's a safe space to operate in. Shaw now looking for a lane, got to get around Nardone. No beaters in there, but tries to get it down to Slominski. She dodges that beat, gets it around Trudeau. Full Charlotte rotation again now. Shaw rotates out for the younger Thompson brother. We got White and Foreignash in the quad ball game with them. Foreignash just shaking off contact. Gets a pass off to Thompson. Thompson got to work around Nardone. Beats that contact, but can't get the ball out. Gets it to White. White's got a lane, passes it back to Thompson. Takes a long beat.
Current score is Washington 120, Charlotte 20.
Once again in game two, Charlotte is having a hard time getting a third goal on the board. Trudeau now playing the half court. Trudeau Star has been a relatively lethal combo today. Trudeau sets it long to Bernie. Gets it to Bear! Goal ref is calling it good, but we are not hearing the whistle. There it is. Goal is called good. Thompson now on a break, trying to go coast to coast. And we are getting a stoppage in a no contact, no beat play. Curious to see what the call is. Fornash and Thompson hanging out in the paint next to Trudeau and Stars, admittedly two of the scariest people to drive on in this division. Stoppage might be due to the delayed goal call. All right. Ricky Nelson trying to direct this traffic. Fornash trying to find his way into this dog pile.
Washington has resumed control.
Oh, control of the quad ball. Yeah, bludger control still firmly in the hands of Hirsch and Bonadilla.
Game time is about 18 minutes.
Washington Beaters now looking for an opening on Bonadilla. Stepping in on Hirsch. Gets that second bludger. Bonadilla cannot save it. Washington trying to slam it through the hoop a second time. Stars finds it. Guarding that left hoop is becoming a very physical game. Thompson stepping high again. Not wanting to run on a two-bludger defense. Admittedly, I think the first time in a while we're seeing a two-bludger defense from Admirals. White now in the corner gets beat with ball in hand. Bludger control sitting with Admirals now. Score is 140-20. Are we getting another stoppage?
We are getting a timeout from the Admirals.
Koretsky and Bila managed to get control, maybe for the first time this game for a quantifiable amount of time. Charlotte has had bludgers locked down, is just having a hard time connecting that to scoring.
As far as game time, we should be around the 19-minute mark, which means we have about one more minute until we get to that 20-minute stoppage.
Charlotte's starting to experiment a little bit with transition plays. Not sure if we're going to see those transition plays continue or if we're going to see them try to slow down and polish up this half court. Should be the last series before champ, so this is the time to figure it out. Ricky Nelson calling players back to the field. Charlotte should definitely be looking for another clean flag grab. Washington might still be approaching with the same strategy they had in game one. Just keeping a safe half court, not stressing the flag game too much, although Washington does have the seekers to close out that flag game too. Farning going to start our half court possession for Admirals. Score still 140-20 in favor of the Admirals. Ball starts in Star's hand. Looking to set it back to Farnan. Back to Bernie. Is Bernie going to find high on the side hoop, or is Bernie going to run it in? Looks like he's trying to run it in. And Monowar takes Burgess to the ground. Bonilla starts cleaning up the play. Admiral is comfortable just hanging on to bludger control. We're looking at our last possession by Charlotte now. Bonilla looking to open a lane. Stars takes a swat to get that bludger out of play. Beater trade at the hoops. Monowar's looking for a lane. Can we get that magical third goal on the board? No. Fornash takes that beat in the corner, and Farnan is going to be the first one to it. We are at 20 minutes. Score 140-20, Admirals.
All right, I'm going to the table real fast.
Yep, you're good.
Bye, Hannah. We are now using hot water to cool off the phone. Bill, Jimmy, the phones might be heating up, but we're still pretty cool.
We're trying.
We're trying, yeah.
Again, we appreciate your understanding through these technical difficulties due to the heat on the field and the general heat on the phone.
Presley is our runner for the next 2 games as well. Presley did a great job hanging in with the likes of Generate, Trudeau, and Davis in that game 1. After an exhausting stretch of flag running, Tony Bonadilla managed to clean it up, run away with the tail, with the flag, sorry. If you haven't seen summer quad ball so far, the flag runner is now wearing different colored shorts. Not yellow, in this case they are a sky blue to green. Wearing a ref jersey as well. We'll be keeping the MLQ stream on the quad ball since the gap is notable, but I will have the secondary stream on the flag runner in case the seekers want the footage. If the quad play is too slow, though, feel free to keep it on the flag. At this point for Charlotte, you got to get the monkey off your back and get that third goal on the board.
Aviators.
140-20, still in favor of the Admirals. Our
Set.
flag runner is out, Trey Presley.
And set score will be 200.
Gretzky and Bourne coming in this with control. I'm sorry, that is Rice beating with Gretzky. And Generate got a goal by Admirals. Generate getting some time with Presley. Harrelson is going to try to clear that seeker out of here. Ryan Davis is going to get a moment. Presley holding Ryan off. Using some good footwork to keep that space. Don't let Ryan get a clean grab. Ryan managed to get a hand on it. You can even hear the Velcro move a little bit. But Generate over the back. We'll see if that is called good. Very good efforts by the flag runner, but Davis and Generate is a very electric pair of seekers to try to keep up with. Catch is called good for TJ Generate. We are going to call this stream here, the MLQ YouTube should still be live. Again, TJ Generate getting that flag puts us at 185-20.
Set score is 200.
Set score 200. Washington looking for a quick 2 goals. Granted, giving the pace of game 1, Washington might be comfortable doing this nice and slow. Trying not to overheat out here. High takes a beat. Ball back to Stars. Barehanded again!
And with that, the Admirals just need one more goal.
We're at 195-20. In a division with the Ottawa Black Bears, the scariest bear on the East Coast is still Julia.
Looks like we have an injury on the field.
I don't know. We are stopping for player safety for a moment.
Score is currently 195. Admirals 20, Charlotte. Set score is 200.
If you're Charlotte at this point, you really need that third goal to end this game. I'm going to cut this stream now. We're just going to resume on the MLQ stream. I may resume this one if we have issues in game 3, but otherwise I would check the first stop at the MLQ.
Again, we are currently stopped for injury on the pitch.
I would just mute it for a while. It might be a couple minutes. Just come back. White walking off on her own strength.
Charlotte will start with a quaffle.
Control is still in the hands of the Admirals with Howard and Rice. Ross from Earthquake starting out our quad lineup on Aviators. Approaching this half court. Admirals with a bit of a high press, maybe looking to turn this into a quick transition goal. And Braxton Hale gets tossed over that midline. High recovers the quad ball, but Ross is on it. High now stepping in, taking a lane. Finds Julia Bear! Julia Bear brings us home. That is game 2. Score is 205 to 20. I'm sorry, 250 to 20.
No, you're right,
Nope.
for some.
Oh,
205 to 20.
205.
So to clarify, 205 to 20 is our final. We have 10 minutes until the start of game 3. 10 minutes until the start of game 3.
Why do we do this again?
5 minutes to game 3. 5 minutes to game 3.
Braxton. We are setting up for brooms up. We've got Melissa Ross, Monowar, Ryan Davis, William Fornash, Leo Bonilla, Celine Richard. And on the other side, I am seeing Trudeau Koretsky, Burgess back in the beater headband, Cody Nardone, TJ Jenneret, and the legendary Julia Bear.
And I only sashed it once. By stopping the ball or throwing the ball back and swinging. I did think you were more in that direction when I like
A couple of our Earthquake friends, Melissa Ross and Leo Bonilla, out here on Aviators.
Fields are not there.
A lot of the DCQC core, Bosnian Bear Sharks out here on Admirals. Waiting on head ref Ricky Nelson to start us up. Now if you're Charlotte, you need to break that 3-goal wall probably earlier than later in this game. Get some momentum going. Game 1 started with a 2-10 lead, but since then, Washington's been running away with it with a very controlled half court. Charlotte holding their own, more than their own in the beater play, keeping control most of both of those games, especially game 2 in my opinion. Had a very hard time connecting that into goals though. Bonilla versus Koretsky for the first bludger. Quad lineup, it's looking like TJ versus Ryan Davis. And we are off to the races. Ryan Davis manages to walk away with the quad ball. No, gets beat out of play. Melissa Ross starting up our half court. Pressed by Jenneret. Takes her straight to the ground. Gets the ball off to Hale. Hale's going to start out our half court. Bonilla protecting Davis in the corner, manages to get that beater out of play. Davis might have a lane here. TJ dodges the beat. Davis tries to get a floated pass into Ross. A little too close to the hoop, gets intercepted by Trudeau. Trudeau is now going coast to coast. Gets all the way to the hoop, and Tyler Trudeau, ladies and gentlemen. Koretsky in deep on defense. Trying to keep these beaters out of the half court. Hale Davis setting up their half court now. Fornash on the opposite wing. Melissa Ross in deep behind. Bonilla and Richard kind of pinching out this half court defense. Bounces all the way back to Fornash. Jenneret steps up to Richard. In his zone though, Fornash is going into the paint. Runs straight past that bludger into Trudeau. Gets the ball out to Braxton Hale. Braxton Hale sees the lane, gets it to Melissa Ross. That earthquake connection, Hale to Ross. Very experienced pair. Julia Bear taking her time, shooting that quaffle. Back quad ball, back to Trudeau. Now a press from Charlotte. That quad's going in deep. Richard's gonna meet Nardone out in the corner. Tries to get that coast to pass back to Bear. Davis now looking the other way. Sees Koretsky with the bludger. Taking in contact from Bear. Standing their ground though. Davis is just carrying Bear. Taking that Bear hug. Bonilla takes the tap beat. Jenneret and Koretsky meeting them high. Davis looking at Hale for that first pass. Ross only guarded by an unarmed beater. Setting the ball back to Ross. Nice back and forth to Davis. Takes that contact from Jenneret. Tap beat from Bonilla. Oh, and Burgess is cleaning out this beater play. Hale trying to stop it, but Trudeau is now coming down the lane with the quad ball. Right through the hoop, and Ryan Davis. We've got a murdered hoop by Tyler Trudeau. Turn the camera. Yeah, you're good. All right. You can mute it.
And got it broken.
You can turn around. You can turn it back now.
We've got a broken hoop.
Davis walking off on his own accord. Oh, the hoop has been mended.
Looks like it.
All of our hoops do in fact have Trudeau insurance. Unlike most of America. Affordable health insurance for hoops out here. We are now seeing Thompson on the field with Burns. Bale subbing out for the other Thompsons. We've got Zach Thompson and Nick Thompson, two brothers. Bonilla and Richard with control. Probably the fastest pair of legs on Charlotte in this beater pair. Nick Thompson stepping into Generate. Bounces the ball into Slominski, but Trudeau is going to clean it up, maybe. Hard to say who sent that out. Looks like it's going to be Aviators inbounding. Sends it back to Zach Thompson. Does he have a lane? He does not. He floats one over the left side hoop. Not quite a big enough opening, but a heck of a swat from Zach Thompson. Gets it back to Richard, who slides right through contact. Richard directing traffic. Leo Bonilla's got the other bludger. Richard trying to get that third one. Generate slowly marching up the half court. Richard takes that bludger, dodges the blue one. Bear in the corner with the quad over here. Shoots it just over that hoop. Trudeau shoots it just a little low. And now Nardone takes his chance, just runs it through. Admirals managing to 2v1 Richard out here and get those bludgers. Score is now 30-10. Not as rough a start for Charlotte this game though. Even though I really feel that third goal is going to be the necessary barrier for Charlotte to really feel like they're pulling back into this series. LeBeau takes out the first beater. Thompson cannot hang on to the ball though. Defense from Bear forces them to drop it. Now Nardone is stepping up. Nardone is tap beat, possibly twice. Thompson gets the ball out to Burns, having a hard time getting a hand on it though. We are having some rough contact with bludgers and the quad ball.
Hey, my ball, my ball, my ball, my ball, my ball. Took it. My ball.
Coding your coding.
Howard pulls out of play with the bludger, goes back to LeBeau.
You're in there.
LeBeau trying to get back into this play, but having to do with a lot of contact at the boundary from Howard. LeBeau having words with Wang. Score is now 40-10. Some discussion on the beater play with boundary rules. Fortunately, refs are having to watch a lot of bludgers and the quad ball action going on. Very intense situations. Especially when the quad ball is so contested. Smith almost takes that bludger out of LeBeau. LeBeau manages to keep the possession though. Thompson manages to draw out that tap beat. Is Slominski going to recover the ball? Farnan cleverly picks off Slominski to keep that quad ball. Farnan now trying to go coast to coast. Can LeBeau get that bludger in the play? Oh, almost. And Farnan posterizes Zach Thompson for that last goal. 50-10, Admirals. An authoritative beat from Bila. Nick Thompson going for a coast-to-coast drive. Takes a firm beat. Not sure that fast break was there. Some authoritative beats coming from LeBeau as well, though. Farnan is now looking the other way. Looking for a pass to the hoops. Nobody's there, so he's going to run it in himself. Oh, straight to the ground from William Fornash. Looks like he's getting a back-to-hoops call. Ball is back in the hands of Mulcahy. Sends it back to Stars. Stars looking to attack the right side. Nope, dishes it back. Looking like some clean back and forth with Admirals. Going all the way to the hoop, dunks it from the backside. Admirals very confident at the hoops. After a very good first game of shots and passes, this game Admirals looking to play right in the paint. LeBeau having a very hard time with this physical beater defense. Takes an even trade, now walking back. Slominski cannot possess the ball. The beater play seems to be getting tired on Charlotte's end. The chaser play is not getting the support they need. Slominski with the possession. Grab from behind on Stars. Stars gets the possession. Stopped up before the contact. Now just floating it down in the hoop. His wing chaser wearing the hoop. Not sure if that was a floated pass or a shot. Looked like a very pretty pass, but a fortunate goal by Stars. Score is 70-10. Still Washington. Charlotte looking for their second goal for consistency's sake, and then their third to really prove that they're getting better as these games go on. Shaw trying to get through Stars. Seems to be winning the foot race. Gets in the paint, but just rips it with force straight to the ground. Burns is beat out before she can do anything with it. Shaw takes Stars down. And now McConaughey going the other way. He's going coast to coast. Is he going to get through Foreignash? Not quite. Long beat by Rice. Bonadilla is going to clean out this beater play, though. Muscle his way through. We're going to see if there's a call on that play or not. Hard to say if that contact engaged from the front, given the way momentum was going. A.R. Gregorian's going to make the decision for the head ref. That's a blue card on Admirals. Connie is going to the box. Someone else is going to have to wear the green headband. Looking at, should be Rachel Heald. Nope, they're putting it on Riley Stars. Score is still 70-10 Admirals as William Foreignash is going to start us off by passing to Shaw. Try to get around Mulcahy here. Shaw starting in his zone. Hirsch going to get that free tap beat. Bonadilla managed to muscle his way into bludger control to start out this half court, right before the stoppage. We should see some strong engages from the young pair, Bonadilla and Hirsch. College rivals from State and Gamecocks respectively. Bonadilla takes a beat trying to out-trade. Hirsch just has to get a bludger home. Stars is going coast to coast, manages to find that hoop with no problem. A lot of momentum coming the other way from Washington. These transition goals, still fresher feet than Charlotte, it seems. A lot less walking on the Admirals side. Jenkins now on the pitch for Aviators. Morrison and Manowar as well in the quad ball game. Hirsch floating behind the beater play for a pincer play with Bonadilla. Looks like they're picking Rice off. Oh, they managed to beat Karinsky out of the play while getting that bludger from Rice. Admirals now in a slow controlled half court. Looks like the play was just for bludgers, but Manowar now is looking for the hoop. Gets blocked out by Nipple. Nipple's going the other way. Bludger in his way. Nipple looking to pass the ball around. Gets it back to Heald. Heald sets it back to Tyler Trudeau. Trudeau back to Heald. Sending it back to Trudeau, utilizing this right side with their bludgers. Washington very comfortable holding on to the quad ball here, waiting on all of their players to get back into the half court. Sets it back to Littleton at the top of the pitch. Looking to move to the left side now, working a different angle. Nipple still hovering right. They're going to set it down to Heald. Heald now probably looking for Nipple. Nipple about to cut in. Looks for his lane. Rips a shot. Doesn't get it through the hoop, though. Trudeau now with the ball. Trudeau finds Littleton right at that side hoop, unguarded. Very fast hands out of the Bear Shark duo. Trudeau now subbing out of the play. Manowar starting us up on our half court for Aviators. Now we see Bonadilla and Richard, experienced beater pair coming in. With control, tap beats Nipple out of the play. Manowar gets it out to Shaw, but he's going to need a lot of contact and a bludger out here. Got to send it back to Morris. They're looking for Jenkins. They are looking for Jenkins. Jenkins finds that tall hoop. There we go, the rookie Toby Jenkins. His favorite play at the hoops in the paint. Charlotte now at the 20-point mark. Admirals sitting comfortably at 90 still. Charlotte's going to need a few more of those if they're going to keep some momentum in this game. Very good movement from the Admirals quad line. A little high on the pass, but gets it in the paint with Nipple. Littleton and Nipple with some very good two-man plays. They're going to get the quad ball back to Washington the slowest pace possible. Oh, it's going back to Charlotte. Shaw now starting us up. Aviators doing a really good job of getting to the other half of the pitch now. They're getting pressed still pretty high, but they're managing to push Admirals literally back. Oh, and Jenkins almost back into that tall hoop. Bludger's flying everywhere. Now Monowar's got the heavy task of bringing Nipple down. Manages to slow him. Oh, Shaw goes through a hoop, but so does the quad ball with David Littleton. Some Chapel Hill on Chapel Hill action.
Let's go, Jordan!
A lot of these players coming from the same institutions. You've got Littleton, Shaw, Sanchez, Monowar, all coming from the UNC program. You've got Diane Howard and the Thompsons coming from the App State program. So then Richard and Sancho trying to get some beater play in the paint, trying to get the quad ball a closer look. Chasers are having a hard time getting it in there, though. Monowar rolls one right around Trudeau's arm, does not find its way into the hoop, though. Trudeau now looking the other way with Generate. Generate shutter stepping the keeper, using him as a shield for the beaters. Sets it all the way back to Nardone. Don't believe we've seen Nardone beat this game. This entire series, actually. I believe Nardone's been chasing. Nardone slowly taking his way into the paint. Sets it to Julia Bear. Julia Bear looking at Trudeau. Sends it back to Jenner. Jenner sets it high to Nardone. Nardone just rips it through that side hoop. Head ref is going to stop and deliberate. The goal ref is saying it was good. Unsure with the angles at play. Admirals feeling very confident about that one. If that goal is good, we should be seeing a score of 130 to 20. 120? Oh, okay, so they already lifted it. Nardone is not happy with that. Braxton Hale starting us off from behind the hoops. Gonna walk it in. Bounce passes to Monowar. Mania sneakily takes that bludger back. Also from the Chapel Hill program. Monowar floats one to Hale, but takes a huge hit from Trudeau. Hale manages to roll it out, but it's going to get taken by TJ Generate. Oh, Adeline almost gets that ball out of Generate's hand. Generate shutter stepping on Monowar. Can he get through? Monowar's been a really good wall this game. Oh, hanging on to the jersey, but Generate finds his way to that hoop. Cannot get it in. Nardone now in the paint. Slowly walking it. Trudeau in slow motion with that dunk. That hoop might need a chiropractor, though. It's leaning pretty hard. If I was Admirals, I might be asking for a hoop sub on that tall hoop. It's a little lower when it's bent like that.
Score is currently 120-20 in favor of the Admirals.
Charlotte could not get a third goal in game one and game two. We'll see if they can manage to pull one out here. Ryan Davis sets it back to Morris. Up to Hale. Intercepted by Julia Bear. That pivot beat by Bonilla is going to stop the play. Hale from UNCG is now stepping up to Nardone. Tap beat by Bonilla again. Now all the beaters want a piece of this action. Mistaken, Davis might be holding the ball on a no-beater side. We're going to see if Davis can take this lead. No, I know. I'm saying it so that the camera can hear me, but the field cannot. I'm not trying to give either team an advantage there. And Davis is now looking for that lane. And Smith is back in the play. Davis bounces it all the way to Monowar. Gets beat right at the ball. TJ Jenner now running all the way home. And Julia Bear with her favorite hoop. Maybe the most reliable scorer in this series.
Time is 15:30.
Score is 130-20, Admirals. Hale getting pressed by Stars. Sets it deep to Davis. Davis now looking to get her around Farnan. Getting pressed by Melissa Smith. Sets the ball deep all the way back, only to the beaters. That's going to be a quad ball turnover. Possibly looking for a beater to stop that with the bludger. I'm going to start off this half court. Admirals looking at a Trees defense, trying to work their way in from the side. Swings it back to Farnan. A lot of fast circular passing coming on from Admirals. Stepping into the paint, gets it to High. High rips it just a little low. LeBeau takes that beat on. Oh, and Melissa Ross with a quick dive in front of Mulcahy. Mulcahy does come up with the ball, but can't possess it because Braxton Hale. Ryan Davis manages to get a foot into the ball. Farnan with the possession right in front of the midline. Mulcahy stepping in with Braxton Hale. Braxton Hale being very physical on defense this summer. Chase is learning not to drive through him. Moving pick by High. Ball goes back to High. Continuing to move it along. Oh, that's a deep shot, no good. Seemed like a clean attempt though, with only a beater under the hoop. Davis now beginning a long march back to the half court. Admiral sitting with two bludgers. LeBeau and Harrelson now have to figure out how to attack this defense. Rice and Koretsky with two bludgers. Koretsky throws one out of the pitch. LeBeau takes the beat. Harrelson now getting that second bludger. LeBeau very quickly getting control back with this play. Davis now almost in the paint. Looks for that lane. Seems to find that tall hoop, and Ryan Davis has lifted the two-point curse off Aviators.
Timeout from Admirals.
Do we know game time?
My game time is far off of there, so I'm gonna go check.
All right, score is 130-30.
We'll get you game time momentarily.
Is that the first time out this game?
Yes.
probably because it's game 3, we are seeing Admirals hit the gas pedal just a little bit more this game. They're very confident with their half court, playing a little slower in the first 2, but it looks like they're really ready to bring this one home.
And both teams going back to brooms now.
Okay, so what is it?
Game time is about 17:45.
17:45. So, couple of minutes, we should see the flag runner.
And Admirals have a quad ball.
What's the law? 51. 17:51.
Okay, he very comfortably walking the ball up slowly. No high pressure from Charlotte. Looks like we're going back to a tight trees defense. The only player stepping up too far will be Cody LeBeau. Keel taking it up with Littleton and Nipple. Sends it back to McConaughey. Step by Cody LeBeau, though. Littleton now in the paint. Posterizes Nick Thompson. We are seeing a quick stoppage. Turn the camera away. All right. We are getting a substitution for safety on Koretsky. Howard now coming back into the game. She will be off broom. Matthew Shaw with the ball. Our Aviators going to run the other way. Looks like no, they're slowly walking it. Matt needs to hit that gas pedal. Matthew Shaw now coming in, meeting that contact. Oh, takes that drive shot. Once that curse is lifted, Aviators are now finding the opportunities. Shaw gets himself on the board.
Score is 140-40, Admirals.
Set score 200 again.
We're not at set yet.
Oh, not set. You're right. It won't be then. It'll be 210 for that score.
So when did they score? Oh, they did score.
Healed to Littleton. Littleton now looking for Nipple in that back corner, trying to get that bludger way out of there.
We're at the 19-minute mark.
Healed now slowly possessing, sets it back to McConaughey. Burgess is cleaning house at the hoops, manages to get away with bludgers without a beat. Healed back to Littleton. Littleton encroaching the hoops with Nipple. Nipple takes a beat. Davis has now got the quad ball. Is he looking to go the other way, or is he going to stop by Littleton? Thompson with the quad, now running to the hoops, taking that lane, looking to dish it to Davis. Davis takes a beat. Very fast transition, but those bludgers just a little faster. McConaughey running into a beater. Jordy very slightly pivot beats Nipple. McConaughey finishes up that play. Littleton attempts the dunk, but is maybe stopped if the goal is good. Very, very high IQ by Littleton, hanging onto that ball until the rest stopped to see if the score was good. Guaranteeing he gets it himself. Nick Thompson gonna take a quick sub for Zach Thompson. Score is currently 1940. Ball is back to 50. Oh, okay, the goal.
Time is 1950.
Oh, time is 1950. So score is
150.
150. The 5 looks like a 9. 150-40 Admirals. We should now be in the last possession. Shaw to Davis. Davis to Shaw. Nice little back and forth while Jordy opens a lane. I don't know if that's going to be a turnover or not. Ricky Nelson with some blasting. The bludger's got to come all the way back home. Maybe going to talk about that contact or if it was an illegal reset. Hard to say. issuing a card to Shaw. Did they say what the card was for, Hannah?
No.
Unsure. Looks like we're getting a 20-minute stoppage. They card on Shaw.
So after you threw the
That, okay. That'll be probably a rewind clip. Might be a clip to rewind. That's a hard call. There's a lot of contact in that play. Alright, we will resume for snitch on pitch. Alright, I muted myself. I'm gonna mute the stream until we resume. All right, we are about to resume. Trey Presley, flag running again. They've been holding their own very well with 4 of the best seekers in the country. In this intense heat, no less.
Make sure they get the good side.
Did you say the good side as if Trey doesn't have permanent good sides? 360.
It's best side. It's good, better, and best.
So the card was for an illegal wrap.
Yeah, they were saying he wrapped David after the ball was passed.
All right, so set score is going to be 2-10. Current game time is 20-28.
Score is 150 to 40.
Yes,
40.
150 to 40.
The Aviators get another point on the board. They'll have outscored their first 2 games. What you really want to see going into champs, you want to see Aviators improving this lineup as it goes on with all the roster changes. Washington, on the flip side, seems to be business as usual. Very composed quad game, regardless of where the bludgers are.
Additionally, it looks like we have a seeker change-up. Washington is going to be starting Trudeau, and Aviators are going to be starting Bonadio.
You get the thing, you know, like, you know, the thing for old people where they're bumping up the stairs? Put it on the sidewalk.
We get those little one-wheelers.
Sorry for the brief interruption. We are back.
Tony Bonadio now. 2 of the Carolinas' best, Tony Bonadio and Trey Presley.
Goal is good for
One,
Charlotte.
and Burgess is going to take Bonadio out of the play, but Hirsch is going to take Burgess out of the play. Now Trudeau is one-on-one with Presley right at the line. Presley keeps himself in the game.
19 beat, 72 blue.
Lots of beats left and right for both teams, and Presley survives.
Score is currently 160 to 50. Admirals lead.
If ever a flag runner was in a difficult situation. Oh man, Trudeau back on it. Presley going to use some legs. Bonadio is going to meet him on the other side of the pitch.
Another Charlotte goal.
Charlotte now at 60. 160 to 60. Seems to be based on the score too. I'll try to.
That is correct.
Okay. Tony Bonadio now. TJ Jenner in the secret play getting quickly taken out by Leo Bonilla. Bonadio and Bonilla definitely holding this together. Bonadio. Tony goes low.
Come on, Tony. You got it.
Looks like Admirals gets another point on the board. We're going to get a stoppage.
Yep.
Okay, he's going to take a sub. Oh, he's going to tell his marker. It is so hot out here. I cannot believe Trey Presley is moving this much. As a flag runner, I would have died long ago. Mama Presley with the H2O.
I don't think in this they're gonna take his arms.
I got the earthquake blade for Trey, by the way, if you want some good action.
No.
So everyone can move as soon as the whistle blows.
I should have dug up the Devon Classic
I
cage.
believe.
Zach Thompson going to start us out. Tony Bonadillo getting a look at Presley, trying to get a quick grab right in front of Generate. Leo's going to step him out. Tony drops so fast, but Presley is managing to keep on his feet. Really impressive performance by this flag runner. Staying alive and a dominant pair of beats coming from both sides. And Leo's foot undoes him. Generate now getting some alone time. We're going to see some fast hands. Let's see how Presley handles Generate.
Another
And
Admirals
Davis is
goal.
in. Goal is now 180 to 60 Admirals. Presley sends Generate off pitch. Generate now coming back in. Presley doing a really good job of using Generate's momentum against him. Very fast hands from both of these. Ooh, and a very strong performance by Presley, now having to deal with Davis and Generate together. Now it's just Davis. Presley trying to haul Generate down, and the first time in a while we've seen Presley to the ground. This is the first 3 count I think Presley's needed. It's been a long, hot fight with a lot of high-level seekers, and Presley is staying in it.
Admirals goal.
Oh, and Davis with 2 great back-to-back attempts. Score is now 190 to 60. Ryan is almost right there. He can taste it. Presley is holding his own. That broom is out. Presley is finally going to get a moment of reprieve from these seekers. Monowar finds the 7th goal for Aviators. Charlotte is starting to turn this into a ball game. If Ryan Davis can just get through this flag runner. And Presley is surviving, tapping into that ultra instinct. On to the ground, Tyler Trudeau.
On the ground.
Hey, turn the camera, it was overhead hit. Hey, he's gonna Hana. Very hard hit.
All right, we are taking a brief
We're
stoppage.
taking a substitution possibly for the flag runner after an amazing series. And we are back. Yeah, 4%. Are we unmuted again?
Yep, we're unmuted
Awesome.
again.
Awesome.
Hey, you're doing some great eating.
Trey, you're good?
It's been a joy to watch.
I mean, you're good at this, but I mean, like, health-wise.
Oh, yeah. I've been bleeding.
Yeah?
That's definitely not a problem.
Never mind. I'll figure it out.
Don't
worry,
No hyperbole, this is legitimately one of the best flag running experiences I have seen, and I have been a flag runner and flag ref for a decade now.
And
This has
Charlotte
been
with quad ball.
absolutely phenomenal.
Manowar bringing it up.
Manowar taking a slow half court. Ryan Davis, though, is getting a real good look at this flag runner
Yeah,
again. Really
Manowar.
wants a slow, controlled
Look for
catch.
the lane. Wide shot.
You're still on bird. You're still on bird.
Both teams look like they
And
maybe want to
Admirals
slow this
have
gameplay
quad
down
ball.
and see what happens in the flag. God, Presley is just keeping his weight right where it needs to be. And oh, it's on the ground! Davis is going to want that back. Also, Aviators with the stop, but Burns is now getting wrapped up by Nardone right outside the keeper zone. There won't be an immunity to protect Charlotte on this one, so it's really going to come down to the beater play. But Bonilla's going to clean it up. Oh, and Ryan is bringing the flag runner down, possibly tail in hand, but the flag runner did go over Ryan. We are going to see if that call is good. Pull could have been before the impeded movement. That's really going to be the call. A pull between the legs is still good if you do not impede the flag runner. And Presley has been doing a phenomenal job about staying on their feet. Hana says he's resting. Seekers are normally on board. Score is still 200-70. This would put Charlotte at 105, which isn't quite a comeback, but definitely a huge step up from the earlier part of this series. Catch is good for Ryan freaking Davis! Team USA Seeker. The golden standard for Seekers, honestly. No bias. What a performance by Trey Presley, though.
As a reminder, set score is 210. Currently, score is Admirals 200.
Aviators did manage to steal a little
Aviators
bit of this game
105.
free for themselves. We're going to see if they can get a couple more points on the board before going home. You really want to go into champs as good as you can look. MY now looking for that lane. He finds it from the back door. Washington looking to come
Scores
the other
now.
way now. They are cleaning out some beater play. That is a
Admirals
hectic
200
mess.
and Charlotte 115.
Bonilla now stepping high, forcing a long pass back to Bear. Bear in the back zone. Nardone now attacking from the side. Washington is fighting for every inch they can take away from Charlotte right now. Manowar with the clean steal. Manowar really wants to make this their game. He's going all the way down,
Clear.
coast to coast, dodges a beat from the blind side, all the way through the hoop to Nash. Nash returns it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Aviators.
Admirals 200, Aviators 125.
You have never seen a team come alive so late in a game, but they are alive. Bear now stepping into this. Bird's going to take a tap beat by Rice.
Set score is 210.
Bear is encroaching on a beaterless zone, sends it back to Mulcahy. And Manowar with another stop. Deep beats by Washington. That's going to go high into the hands of Jenner, but he does knock it down. Morris going to recover. No one from Washington is going to step into this because they really want to keep a safe, slow pace finishing out this game. If you're Washington right now, you really do not want to yield more points to Aviators. You want to walk away with this series as big a win as you can. The series and the division might not be on the line here, but momentum into champs is a big deal for these two teams. Especially with the hectic season with the roster Aviators has had, they really want to show that they can hold their own with the best in the country right now. These last few possessions really seem to imply it. Morris is going to send it down to Burns. Burns is in the paint with a block and dunk. Not sure if they called that goal good. Looks like the head ref is saying no.
Beat before.
Beat before. Yeah, that was a valiant attempt by Madison Burns, though. A very clean, kind of a swivel. You love to see that kind of speed in the paint. Trudeau now trying to wrap this one up. Cody LeBeau and TJ Generate flips over to Stars. Stars to Bear. Alan Thompson is on top of it. Washington just cannot get their ticket home yet. Thompson now looking for a coast to coast. Thompson now has to drive on Stars. Flips it to Morris. Alan Morris getting that 13th goal. 13th point, I'm sorry.
Currently score is Admirals 200, Aviators 135.
Compared to their 4 goals between their first 2 games, Aviators now sitting pretty on 10 goals outside of the secret play. This really is the game they wanted all along, and for MLQ to see a 3rd game turn this way, not as common as Runaways. Bear now stepping into the paint comfortably behind LeBeau. Generate daring LeBeau for a beat. Trudeau manages to keep that possession. Is this it? No, blocked again by Zach Thompson. Riley Stars throws one just a little too hard to possess for Bear. Hale now stepping to Bear. Picked off by Generate.
It's legal.
And Bear ends our series.
All right, thank you, folks.
Yeah, it's just
that
a running
ends our series. Washington Admirals with a 3-win sweep. Final score for this game was 210 Washington and 135 Aviators.
And my phone is dying.